Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I wish you all well. Today I would like to share with you how to germinate the bitter melon squash. So a bitter melon seed, when you buy it from store, it will be dry. So when you bring it home, just soak it in water for like that. Soak it in water room temperature for 24 hours. The next step, after the seed will be soaked in water for 24 hours, and then you drain off the water, wet the towel, or like fabric towels, or paper kitchen paper towels is okay. Wet the paper, and then squeeze out the water, write down the name of the seed and the date, and then spread them out on the paper like that so that they don't lie on top of each other. The pre-soak step is to help the water to absorb to help the seed to absorb some water and make it germinate faster. And then you just need to fold the paper like that on both sides. And this paper towel is just damp but not soaky wet, because if you soaky wet it, if it's soaky wet, it will drown the seed. So just like that, and then you put it in a Ziploc bag, like a sandwich Ziploc bag, and keep it in there for about 3 days, and then check it accordingly to see that if it germinates. And then if it germinates, the next step is to put it in the soil. The bitter melon seed has germinates, and I'm gonna put them in the soil. I have put some of them in the soil so that you can see, and for it to continue to grow. Okay, this is my bitter melon that I put in the pot 20 days ago. So today is the 20th day after I put the seed. I start a seed. So bitter ground 20 days from seed. This is the bitter melon plant that I started from seed about 8 weeks or 9 weeks ago. I started indoor because I live in zone 5, and bitter melon is a tropical plant, so we cannot plant it outside until after the end of May, or even the first or second week of June. It depends on where you live, but the temperatures at night have to be higher than 12 degrees Celsius. That is the temperature for the bitter melon to survive. If you are from Asia, like Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, China, this is not new to you. However, if this is something new to you, you can do some research about this plant. It's quite interesting. It's not only the vegetable for us to use in our daily dishes, but it also have a lot of health benefit in it. I'm not going to get into the health benefit part. I leave that in your hands for you to do research on your own, but it's very interesting, and it's not difficult to grow, and it's also a short season plant, so it's actually fall within the 3 months time if you started from seed from indoor. So now I like to do mine in a plastic bottle. This is water bottle. So I try to reuse whatever I can so that to minimize the garbage go to the landfill. Another benefit of using the clear plastic bottle like this to store your seed in is that I can monitor the root growth. I can see how much the root of my plant have. Is it ready to plant, or it's not healthy or healthy? And so this is the perfect, you can see through it, and also you don't have to buy it. It's free. So now I'm going to, what I do is I cut it in half, and I just remove my plant like that out. and you see the root is actually very healthy. I do the same for this one. I cut the pot in half and I just gently take it out like that. So now the root is intact, no disturbance at all, so the plant will not go through any shock because of you remove it from the potting, right? Now in this one, the soil, to repair the soil, if you buy the garden mix in potting mix, you don't have to do anything. You just pour it in the pot and plant it. This one I used it last year to give it a little bit more nutrient for the new plant. I put in here about a gallon of cow manure and 1 tablespoon of blood meal fertilizer, that is, and also 1 tablespoon of bone meal fertilizer. So I mix it into the soil and it's ready to go. So what I have to do is that I plant, this is a 10-gallon pot, so I make 2 holes like that and I just put my plant in. As simple as that, right? Yeah, I put it in like that. So my shadows is in the video, and I just put it in, stand it up and just grow the soil, right? Yeah. And water it well, and I will tackle something for it to climb up. You can use the tomato cage or put in a stick and tie it and let it climb. And if you have a trellis, it's also good. Okay, so here since I finished and I put in the tomato case, and I use a tall one because here the bitter melon requires a tall clamper, so you need to use a taller cage. If you have a trellis, that will be good for it. It's better, but if you don't, you can use a tomato cage like this to let it climb up and around, so that it will be easier for you to see. So this one I would say about 1 meter, 1.2 meter tall. Okay, so and then you just put it in the sunny spot, water it well, and wait for them to grow. This is the bitter melon that I planted a few weeks ago, and today it gave me some fruit, some big and some small. This is one of the big one, that you can see that how long it is, and if I put my hand around it, it's so big that my finger not even touch each other. So I have the little one here, it's going to come soon, and down here I have one more. Over here I have another one, and I come across here, I have one more here and one more over there hanging down. It's so interesting. Here is another one here that I have, and look, I have one more small one here. Oh my god, I have to fly through the leaf here, and one giant one here. It's the same size as the other one. It's just about the hand length, and then I put my hand and my finger doesn't even touch each other. So I have 2 giant ones I'm going to harvest today, and that's good enough for my family. And I like it that way, that I have a few to collect, like to harvest every other day or every 2 days, so that it's not too much at one time. So as you see also here, that is my onion, and this is my shallot. To maximize my growing, to have a different crop, I throw in my each pot a couple of shallot plant, so I can either select the leaves for renewing or leave it and let the shallot grow and harvest it until the end of the season for shallot to use over the winter. Another 2 things that I would like to share with you today, that is, if you see at the base of my pot, I clear up all the old leaves and I just leave the vein on its own, so that this way will give me an empty space at the bottom, and it gives me a free airflow for my plant to prevent any fungus disease, so to avoid it too crowded. And the second thing that I want to share with you is that this is another idea to do the trellis in the cheapest way. So I bought this trellis nest online for $4. Blood tax and everything maybe around $5, and it is 5 feet in there and then 15 feet long. So I put it up on my trellis to grow my bitter gourd vertically on my driveway. So you can see that I have 6 pots there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pots, and I put it here and it's clammed up. So this is the trellis nest, and then you can do it easily, cheapest, okay? Or if you don't have the trellis like me, you can put the string from one end to another and hold it up, or even some stick and then just hold it up that way, and you help your bitter gourd to grow, okay, vertically. So if you have a small space that you can do, and they have different sizes, so you can do 15 feet, 3 feet, whatever. Last thing but not least, it's very important, that is to increase the chance that you have the high successful with growing this. If you have bees in your garden, that's fine. But if you don't have bees and you happen to have living in apartment, you can hand pollinate your bitter gourd. So this is the female flower look like. So this is a baby bitter melon, and it have the flower on top, and you can see the fruit at the bottom. So just in case for any of you who don't know how the female flower look like, and this is the male flower. This is how it look like. The male flower doesn't have the fruit at the bottom, and this is the end of the day, it fall off on its own, whereas the female will stay. It doesn't fall off, and it have the baby fruit at the bottom of it and the flowers on top. Okay, in order to manually hand pollinate the female, this is what you have to do. You have to open this and expose the yellow center of these flowers here. Let me take this off. Okay, so you take off all the petal of the male to expose the center of it, and then what you have to do is you go to the female flowers and you just touch the center of the male flower to the female flowers. So let the center touch on it a few times, just to make sure that the pollen from the male flower go into the female. And that's it. And that's the same way that the insect pollinate your plant. And now that is how you manually pollinate your bitter gourd, and that to increase the chance that you don't lose the baby plant there, because if it's not pollinated, it will turn yellow and it will fall off in about a week time, and you lose your crop. Okay, so I hope my video give you some helpful information to grow your own bitter gourd or bitter melon at home. And maybe it's a bit too late to start now, but if you happen to watch my video, I hope that it will help you with some information that it help you to be successful with your bitter gourd next year. So you can start next year in April to start with the seed. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch my video, and thank you for all your support. I wish you a wonderful summer, and see you again in the next video. Bye for now.